Hey everyone, welcome to a bit of a PSA about the game Wild West Online. Now, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding this game. They have connections to some unscrupulous, probably the most infamous scammer in video game history, Sergey Titov, and some other weird things we're going to talk about. But if you don't go any further into this video, my essential opinion here is that this game is a scam. At very least, the developer has lied to its fans and misled its supporters in order to gain their confidence, without ever having any intention on following through with their promises and the time frames that they suggested. So in my opinion, that's enough reason to just, totally cut any ties with this developer as a gamer. Maybe 6 months from now, a year from now, they follow through, but initially, I don't think they ever planned it. So we're going to talk about a few things here. So I got this game because my buddy, we've been really excited about this. Like, we want this game to work out well, and I was kidding with him, and I told him that I had already purchased it when I had not. So he went out and bought it, and when I told him that I hadn't actually purchased it, he was upset. So I ended up buying it to make him feel a little bit better. And, I refrained from making any rash judgments. I didn't want to jump to conclusions too quick. However, they did promise that the game would, well, I don't know if they promised, but they said several times in many different places, including their own website, that the game was due for release Q4 of 2017. Well, it's New Year's Eve. Guess what? Q4 is ending in a few hours, and they've done nothing with the game since they had their first, open testings or closed testing. So about the Sergey Titov Nightshade engine thing. So what happened was they decided to use an engine called the Nightshade engine, which was designed by Free Reign Entertainment and Sergey Titov. Titov is responsible for many online scamming games. I believe he's banned from ever listing a game on Steam permanently, right? So he's created smaller satellite development studios that can, create these scam games which don't appear to be connected to him. So the idea that a independent, small, rookie gaming development team would choose his engine over all the other available engines is a little weird, right? I mean, that's a very poor business decision. No one knows 612 Games. No one knows their history, who they are, and they choose to use the most shady game engine connected to the most shady guy in the industry. That's a very poor business decision at the very least. So, not only that, but their website is very similar to other Sergey Titov scam game websites. So these concerns were raised early on after the announcement of this game, and I think most people were like, you know what, like, I'm not touching it. And I felt like that as well, but I told you how I ended up with it. I didn't intend to purchase it, but I had to. So they recognizing that there was a lot of concern over the connections between Sergey Titov and the game, they put out this official statement back in May saying, and this is going to lead to something else which gets very interesting, right? We'd like to address some concern that has been voiced regarding the use of the Nightshade engine. Yes, we are using the Nightshade game engine from Free Reign Entertainment. However, 612 Games is neither a subsidiary of Free Reign nor financed by Free Reign or Sergey Titov. We decided from the outset that we did not want to develop a new engine. Our strengths lie in game and story design, right? So we wanted to use an existing engine. Right here, our strengths lie in game and story design. So if you know nothing about this game and you're thinking about purchasing it, this comment right here, our strengths lie in game and story design, says to me that this is a developer who's very good at designing the game, right? The functionality of the game as well as the story of the game, right? So this is going to be a strong point of what this game is. This is their strengths. Well, they said recently on Twitter, we do not plan single player or PvE story centered component to the game. So in this statement, this rebuttal to the concern that there is a connection between this scammer and them, they say they chose to use the engine that connects them to the scammer because their strengths lie in game and story design. Well, now they're saying that we do not plan on a story-centered component of the game. So, if that's their strengths, then why aren't you focusing on your strengths? So like, we have all these shady connections, and then they're reneging on their comments, on their promises and the direction of the game. Now they're turning it into like a PvP centric, event driven kind of thing. But there's no like framework to the game. There's no crafting. I mean, essentially the game right now is a shell kind of framework thing. Like, there's nothing that functions in the game. There's no reason to play it. It's basically a big open world with nothing to do within it. It's just you can run around on your horse and shoot at other people. And they're saying that that's what the game is going to be, as opposed to the suggestions that they made that this was going to be like an immersive, story-driven kind of MMO, with quests and quest givers and all these things that you expect from an MMO, right? But now they're saying no, that they're not doing that. And then the other thing here, let's go look at this real quick. So in the third round of Q&As they took, this is just one instance that they said the release of the game was going to be in Q4, but someone says, I assume you're gearing up for a late fall Q4 release, and they said right now the public plan is to release the game before the end of the year, i.e. before December 31st, 2017. Well, guess what? It's December 31st, 2017, and the game is in the same state right now that it was, 9 months ago. They've done nothing. So, look, I don't mind being a part of alphas. I don't mind, being a part of early accesses and helping guide the direction of a game. Oh my God, no, he's not doing this. So yeah, that's my friend Troy that I told you I had to buy the game because I'm gonna have to. Anyway, this game, it looks from every angle like a scam. I don't have a problem with being in an early access or alpha, like I was saying. I could absolutely, get on board with a game like this, knowing that I'm going into an alpha and be part of that development process. It's the fact that the developer has been very misleading, or in some circumstances straight up lying to its customers and potential customers. It's like if you were having a house built, right? And the contractor said to you, well, we're going to have it done in a year from now, like in December of 2018, and then December 2018 rolls around and you go and check out the new house that's supposed to be finished, and they've got a foundation and nobody's working on it, right? To me, they never intended to release this game when they said it was just an attempt to try and get as much money as they could. And based on that fact, and that you can't trust them. You can't trust when they say the game's going to be complete in 6 months now or a year from now. You can't trust that either. You have to, I would suggest anyone that purchases this game, get your money back any way that you can. And if you're thinking about purchasing it, just don't. Wait and see what they do with it. I, like you, want this game to be really good, but I have seen what they've done so far, and everything is just shady, shady, shady. And, we'll have to wait and see, but, please heed my warning. Don't buy this game, and if you already bought it, get your money back and see what happens to it. This certainly seems at the very, it seems at the very least that the developer has no problem lying or misleading people in order to get more money, and that tells me that it probably is a scam. They probably are connected to Sergei Titov because their behavior says that they are. So we'll see. Anyway, I am excited about a couple games coming out in 2018. I'm really excited about a game called Frostpunk, which is in a multiplayer. It's made by the people that made this War of Mine. That should be out really soon. There's another game called Ancient Civilizations, which is like a civilization, city building kind of game, but like way back in the cavemen kind of days. That is going to be really cool. And then obviously Final Fantasy VII Redo. I know that Square Enix has now taken the development in-house, and I think that's their main project. So that should be out at some point during this year, and I'm going to have to buy a PlayStation in order to play it, but I will totally do that. I'm so excited about that game. And the last one is an MMO called Ashes of Creation. It's got a star-studded development team. If you haven't heard about it, go check it out. The progress has been very rapid, unlike Wild West Online. Like, these people are actually putting together a game, like they said, and it looks and sounds really cool. So definitely check that out. If anyone has any other games that they're really excited for, I'd like to know about them. And if you have any differing opinions on the progress of Wild West Online, or just, I'd love to hear your other perspective. I don't know everything, and from my perspective, this seems like a scam. They've been very dishonest up until this point. Maybe you have a different perspective. I'd love to hear it. So anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Oh yeah, and for the Black Desert people, I'm not playing Black Desert anymore. I got really bored with grinding the same mobs over and over, and I quit. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Happy New Year.